Okay, folks, we're back at it on North Star. Last video, I was working on trying to get this ball trace treated a bit, a little more under control, and it's turned out pretty decent. There's always room for improvement, but hey, it looks a lot better than what it did before, and hopefully the owner will be pretty happy with it. So now we're going to move on to the next stage. So I'm going to start focusing on this area here. This is actually, I've polished this part here as part of, addressing, the ball trace. I ended up kind of polishing this whole area. But I'm going to now start taking, other plastic, the lanes and these, I guess you call these dead pop bumpers, or I think that's the name of them. I'm going to take those apart. Actually, going to end up replacing those just to put something kind of fresh in there. And we'll be replacing actually all of these lanes. One thing that I am going to go to just a little differently, the rubbers that are in here right now are a rubber that goes all the way around, and it's kind of a problem a little bit to where it's pushing. No, actually, I take it back. Some of these are not. No, they're not that way, but they are down here. Like, see down in this area, you can kind of see where it's going in. Instead of it just being, just a ring that goes around each post, there's a band that's going all the way inside, and it's actually pushing this lane out, and I don't really like that. So, see, like right here, see that way? So what we're gonna do is, I think the other lanes or the plastics that I've got, you will actually have the plastic come down over the side. So I'll just actually have, just the rubber that goes around each of the posts, and we won't have that issue. So let's get at it. Here we go. All right, so we've got all the plastic pieces pulled off, except for the pop bumpers, which I'm still trying to decide for sure what all I want to really do with that, because honestly, they're in really good shape already. The caps look great. I mean, the only thing might be is that the white area is maybe slightly yellowed compared to other stuff, but honestly, when I've held the newer white plastics up near it, and it didn't seem like it was that much difference, and I just didn't want to waste money on it. But they're working fine. Although I will probably still fine tune. I think I did find one of the coils was loose on one of them, but they are going to get a little attention. But let's just kind of keep on with the playfield. So everything's been removed. I'm going to get in here and just clean the playfield next. There is some residue where I've already been kind of working on it some from Magic Eraser, but I got to get in here and kind of just clean things a little bit more. But that residue, it just leaves, like, you can see all this nasty stuff here through here. It needs just to have the Novus number 2 rub down polish, kind of like what I do up here, to see how it's real nice and glossy and smooth. So that's going to get treated all down through here. One other thing I want to point out, so as I was pulling these flippers out, you've also got these little fins here, and I don't know, I forget what they're really called, but they're really kind of like just another lane guide. And I got new ones of these too. So if you just pull these out, it's got a couple pins in there. Some other games that I've worked on, they've just been broken. And it's just really nice that Pinball Resource has these available. But just take a look. Like, don't know if it's coming across real well in the video. You can see how it's shaped maybe a little bit differently, and I don't know if that's just partially because it's worn down or just it's just shaped differently, but it's the right piece. The holes line up and everything, but look how much brighter and whiter the new piece is. So it's little things like that. They just kind of add up to make the overall game look better. So time to get cleaning. All right, so everything's pretty well cleaned and polished. There might be a few little spots as I look at it a little bit closer that I might want to just kind of buff out a little bit more, but for the most part it's ready for some wax. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a coat of, there's Blitz wax that I use. Let me go see if I can find this real quick, show you what I'm talking about. Oh, look at the mess of stuff here. So yeah, this is the stuff that people online have always recommended, so I stick with it. This is supposed to be a high concentration of carnauba wax, but you know, other stuff, like I really haven't done a whole lot with other you know, local stuff that you can pick up at the car store or whatever, but supposedly that works pretty well too. But I've been sticking with this for quite a while, so time to put a layer of that on there, let it set up just for a little bit, and then I'm going to buff it off. All right, wax is on, has been buffed off, and now it's time to start putting the plastic lane guides and all the you know, the dead pop bumpers and other plastics back in place. The posts, everything. It's just starting to rebuild the top part of the playfield and get it all looking back together. All right, here we go. So I'm getting ready to put these lane guides back in, and it just kind of occurred to me that some of these are something's off. There's something just a little weird. You look at a lot of these and you've got, you know, the hole is, you know, right here. Everything's all kind of lined up, but then you like, why is there a hole here and there's something here? Something was broken off and someone ran a screw into the wrong spot. There's evidence of it here. Look at this. Right here is where the center line, where that should be. And someone's run a screw in there. And I, you know, noticing when I was taking everything off that some things were just a little off. Look at this. Here's another one. That's no good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go fill in some of these places that just are not right. And if this is just, you know, screws not grabbing, that's not a big deal either. We'll take something like this toothpick and we can just fill in the hole a little bit. Give the screw something to grab hold of. Golly, look at that. That should not be there. So we're going to fix this and do it right. We're not going to just skip over this and just get the job done. We're going to do the job right. So the job is not worth doing if it's not worth doing right. Here's a good example of it. So, all right, I think we're in better shape now. So what I've basically done is gone back through all these holes and, you know, filled in places where, you know, there didn't need to be something to point here with, you know, places where there was a hole that didn't need to be, and it's going to get covered up by the post anyway. So I just add that in just to give it, a little bit of strength or whatever. Because if you've got a hole here close by that's going to have a screw going in it, you want to have anything close by filled in, so it gives it some strength. So gone through all of them, and I think it's ready now to go ahead and put the bulbs in and start putting the posts in place and getting the lanes back in order here. So move ahead. All right, so I'm getting ready to put in these dead bumpers, and I wanted to show something. Here's the old one on the left and the new one on the right that I'm putting in. It's just, fresh plastic. Got to get, everything here on the bottom, the skirt and the base put together. But one thing that's different, if you look at the old one, it's got a wedge style socket for a bulb. And I've taken the new one and I've put in a better style wedge socket, but the problem is it positions the bulb higher than the old one, and because it puts it up higher, it actually causes the bulb to interfere. Well, if you're putting an LED bulb in, you can pop the dome off of the top of the LED and it clears it, so it's not really a problem, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, so the dead bumpers are on, the lane guides are all in place, and it's late. I'm gonna hit the sack for the night, and we'll pick it up tomorrow and finish up all the rest of this playfield. All right, thanks for watching.